Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
I, Dr. Lasagna Flowers, President of the Duncanville ISD Board of Trustees, call this meeting of the Duncanville Independent School District to order. Let the record show that a quorum of Board of Trustees is present, that the meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. Our mission at Duncanville ISD is to engage, equip, and empower all scholars to achieve their unique potential. We will now move to opening ceremonies. We will now have prayer by Trustee Vera Cruz.
Thank you, Madam President. Please join me for a word of prayer. Lord, we are committed to walking with you and honor you this evening as we gather for vision and discussion. We pray, Father, you continue to guide our students on the right path this school year. Give every educator and leadership team a fresh spirit. Keep their spirit pure and motivated through the school year. May the words of every educator be pleasing and that they edify each student on their coming and in and out of the campuses and classes. Especially keep watch over their coming and going from walking to school and home. Thank you, Lord, that we sing your praises and pray for your divine protection over every campus and every family. We trust in your ways always. Amen.
Will you please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
You may be seated. We will move on to Superintendent's report. I will now turn the meeting over to Dr. Goree.
Thank you very much, Madam President, and good evening to all trustees as well as everyone in our audience. It is certainly my pleasure to bring you this month's superintendent's report. I would like to highlight a couple of things that have happened in our district over the last month. I forgot I had my own clicker. Yeah. So I first would like to recognize three incredible principals in our districts who have been selected to participate in the Campus Leadership Program through the Holsworth Center. As you know, trustees, we are working with the Holsworth Center, and the main space that we're working in is in the space of principal pipeline. And these leaders have been selected and will participate in a 2-year opportunity to receive intense professional development as it relates to campus leadership. We're so excited that they will learn skills and strengths that they will bring back to not only impact their schools, but also impact our entire district. So congratulations to Delandra Robinson, Crystal Thompson, and Alish Allen for representing our district. Next, I'd like to thank everyone who participated in our incredible convocation, hashtag Lead with Impact. We're just so excited that we were able to come together as one Duncanville family and truly celebrate the amazing things that we will accomplish and do this year as we make that great impact on our school system. Some of the things that we're really excited about was first that we had an opportunity this year to once again engage with local businesses and organizations at our vendor fair. I picked up some great items, great food and different things from those vendors. A wonderful time doing team building with Group Dynamics, as well as the game show Battle Room, which allowed us to have a little friendly competition and really was fun to watch and to see everyone interact and get the blood flowing. A special thanks certainly goes out to our own board president, Dr. Flowers, who did a wonderful job presenting on the importance of making a positive impact. So, and as you know, trustees, and I've said this several times, I've charged everyone in our district with finding that space this year where they will make that impact, where they will do something that will be remembered 5-10 years from now. So really excited about this opportunity to build on this Lead with Impact conversation as we change opportunities for children. Next, hashtag Duncanville Day One Red Carpet Welcome was a huge success, and certainly thank all of our families who participated by sending in pictures of their beautiful children. Thank you so much to everyone in our community. We had our mayor, city councilman, business owners, business operators, and different organizations, such as the members of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity that came out to participate in welcoming our students back in the royal red carpet style that they deserve. And again, this is another wonderful example of how we in Duncanville will continue to work hard to bring our businesses, all of our community members into the work that we do every day for children. And of course, the month of August, we set aside opportunities every Thursday for Meet the Teacher Night. As you see, we've already had the elementary and the intermediate programs. The middle school program is this Thursday night. And of course, the high school program is August 29th. And this is just a wonderful time for parents to have an opportunity to go out and meet the teachers and the staff, the counselors, and people that will interact with their children this year. So certainly want to encourage all of our families to take advantage of this opportunity to meet the teachers that will be working with your children this year. The next slide is looking at our enrollment, and as you know from our demographers' work, we do try really hard to project our enrollment as close as we possibly can to what it actually will be. And what you see here is where we are as of date for 24-25. It certainly will be my responsibility and my goal to make sure that the board stays as informed as possible as we go into budgetary conversations. Of course, you know we are funded based on numbers of students. Really excited, though, that this year we are currently, today, we have 97.85% of our students. We're only down 250 students from what those projections were for this school year. And the advantage of us hitting that projection is that that's the dollar that we're budgeted for, and certainly that allows us to not have to do budgetary cuts and things of that nature that may not happen. So really proud of our student services team as well as all of our campuses for their hard work with helping to make sure that we do get our families back in school as soon as possible. Do look forward to, again, continuing to share this information with the board, and I feel strongly that we will find those 250 students and meet our projection for this year. So if you'll remember back on July 19th of this year, organizations such as Delta Airlines, American Airlines, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Hilton Hotel, as well as most major hotel chains experienced a cyber impact attack. It was a glitch as it was described. And just like this glitch shut down all of those major companies, it also shut down our school system. We do want to tonight give a special thank you to these 4 members of our technology team who went over and above to actually restore our systems so that we can continue to operate. And you know, whenever you have those cyber glitches, especially on the scale of this one, it can be pretty scary. But I personally want to thank these 4 wonderful men. You know, we have Theorem, Alex, Patrick, and Chamberlain, who really did go beyond the call of duty and did everything they could to ensure that our systems were restored. Are they in the they're not in the building today? Okay. Well, let's give them. And I do think oftentimes, I think it's important to note, and it's good, Dr. Brown, they'll be able to go back and see this, though, because I do think our technology team and all the things that they actually do often does go unspoken and unrewarded. And it's with pride that I thank them for the work that they did. And I'll make sure I get by to personally thank them, too. But that's the great thing about us having the video is that they can go back and see it for themselves. But thank you to them, and to you, too, Dr. Brown. And that will conclude our superintendent's report. Certainly want to recognize my A team, our senior leadership team on the picture there, and publicly is an opportunity for me to thank them for everything that they have done to help us to start school this year. And this has been, knock on wood, one of the smoothest starts of schools that I've experienced. And I think board members, you can even speak to that because you didn't get a lot of emails this weekend. So, and generally speaking, the first week of school, you anticipate receiving those emails. So we're super proud of the work that we're doing as we begin this impactful year, and know that it's going to be an amazing year because everyone's going to be impactful. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Goree. We are not knocking on wood. We are prepared, and this is a year that we're doing leading with impact. We will now move to recognition. I will turn the meeting over to Ms. Connie Wallace.
Good evening, President Flowers, Dr. Flowers, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent Dr. Goree. These are the donations that we have received for the month of August. We are grateful to our community for their continued support. We have funds for the Panther Pantry from Holy Spirit Catholic Church, for the Panther Pantry, again, with Jaime Salazar, and we received a $5,000 donation from Concord Church, as well as Sadalco Construction Services, They donated backpacks and school supplies at a value of $7,200. Are there any questions about the donations that we're reporting this evening? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace. We will now have the swearing in of Duncanville ISD Police Department officer. I will turn the meeting over to Chief Lambert.
Thank you, Madam President. Dr. Goree, Board of Trustees, thank you for this night. The purpose of a police officer's oath is to express their allegiance to the constitutional rights of the public they serve, and to demonstrate their commitment to their duties and responsibilities. The oath often concludes phrases like protect and serve, selfless service, respect and honor, and upholding constitutional provisions. Just like a baptism, this oath must be taking place in public. The good word states that there is no greater love than that person that will lay down their life for a friend. This phrase is often taken too literally. The word lay down their life is often heard as an act of instant. Lay down their life can also be translated giving their life. This act can be lifelong. The essence of a public servant means just that, giving their life for others. If you are in education, you are a public servant. To the educators in the room, thank you for giving your life with me. To the ones in blue, thank you for what you do every day. Regardless of what is going on in their life, service does not wait for a happy day or for grief to stop. Service does not stop because of sickness. Giving your life to others requires service through bad days and good. Please allow me to proudly introduce the new Duncanville ISD police officer, Damian Passos. Officer Passos is a Duncanville High School graduate, class of 2014. After graduation, he went to Hill Junior College and got his associate's degree in criminal justice. Officer Passos put that degree to good use by going to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice prison system, working as a corrections officer, which gave him the opportunity to pursue his policing dreams by going to Hill College Police Academy and graduating in March of 2024. Officer Passos has a loving partner of 3 amazing kids and 1 on the way. Officer Passos says that he looks forward to serving the community and giving back to Duncanville ISD. Also, for a fun fact, Officer Passos is the 3rd consecutive Duncanville graduate to be sworn in as a police officer. Passos,
I, Damian Passos,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the position
the duties of the position
of police officer
of police officer
in the Duncanville Independent School District.
in the Duncanville Independent School District.
I will do my best
I will do my best
to my ability
to my ability
to preserve,
to preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Chief Lambert, and welcome, Officer Passos. We do not have any communications from citizens regarding a pending agenda item. Correction. I will turn the meeting over to Ms. Brown to introduce new employees.
Good evening, Madam President, Board of Trustees, Dr. Gorey. I am here to present tonight Coach Mario Alvarez, if he would join me at the podium. We are delighted to welcome Coach Mario Alvarez as the new head soccer coach and PE teacher at Duncanville High School. Coach Alvarez joins us from Saginaw Mountain ISD, bringing with him a rich background in education. With 9 years of teaching experience, he has instructed students in physical education, Spanish, and special education. His diverse expertise enriches both his coaching and teaching approaches. As an alumnus of California State University, Coach Alvarez is dedicated to nurturing athletes' development both on and off the field. His commitment to excellence, teamwork, and personal growth promises to elevate our Panthers to new heights. We are excited to have Coach Alvarez with us and eagerly anticipate an exhilarating season ahead. Please help us to welcome Coach Alvarez. And Coach Alvarez also brought his wife and his son, and they are there in the back. If you would just wave for us. Thank you, Coach Alvarez. The second person that I would like to welcome needs no reintroduction, but I would like to reintroduce Dr. Ed Bigby. And so, please join us in re-welcoming Dr. Bigby as our interim Chief Financial Officer. And Dr. Bigby, he's waved at us. Dr. Bigby, who previously served as the Chief Financial Officer for Duncanville ISD from 2017 until his retirement in 2023, brings a wealth of experience and a proven track record in finance. Dr. Bigby will be responsible for overseeing our day-to-day operations and helping to streamline our processes as we look forward to a new CFO. So we are excited to have you back, Dr. Bigby. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you, board.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. And welcome back, Dr. Bigsby. We do not have any communications from citizens regarding a pending agenda item. We will now go into closed session. We are back from closed session. We will continue with our agenda items. We will now move to consent agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that we move items 8B and C to the consent agenda.
Second.
The motion has been made and second. Motion has been made and second. Are there any questions or discussion? All in favor, use your device. Waiting for one more.
Did you? Yeah, you too.
Well, how many times do I have to push you?
Where you push.
Technology,
yes.
can we tell
I've got
who's?
the red on.
Okay, push yes. Or whatever you wanted to do.
Motion carries 6-0. Thank you.
Who was the first one? Oh, if you turn the red off, turn the red one off, and then see the now push the other one. It's yes.
Okay, we have to go
And then
back.
Close it out. Yeah, we'll need to close, revote.
Okay, we'll start this over. All in favor? We will use our devices.
Well, I'm gonna have to go to,
Okay, just push the green button.
oh, okay. Y'all gonna send me to school after hours.
Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Now just to. Yes. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as written?
So moved.
Correction. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended?
So moved.
Any questions or discussions? All in favor, please vote with your device. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Now we'll move to information discussion agenda by a bond update by Ms. Andre Fields. All right. Dr. Bigby, I apologize.
Oh, that's fine.
We will move to 8A, consider approval of action agenda items. Set date for tax rate hearing and setting 2023-24 tax rate.
Good evening, Madam President, Board of Trustees, who still look the same as you did. Dr. Gorey, you look different. I have to tell you this, the last time I had a tie on, I was standing here talking to you about last year's budget. So this is the ultimate sacrifice. Don't mind the work, but boy, this tie is killing me. Anyway, by Texas statute, you have to in a call meeting, set the date where you're going to set the tax rate for the next year. And we're asking that you do that in the regular meeting on September the 16th. So that was, ask you to set that as the date to set the tax rate.
Do I have a motion to set September 16th, 2024 as the date for the tax rate hearing and for setting the tax rate for the 2024-25 school year?
So moved.
Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Please cast your vote electronically.
Thank you.
Motion passed 7-0. Thank you. We will now move to action item B, approval property and casualty insurance. Nope, we moved that. Now we'll hear from Ms. Andre Field for bond update.
Good evening, Madam President, to the board and the waiting audience. Again, it is my pleasure this month to present our bond update. As I shared last month, you'll be hearing from a segment of the planning and the work each month. And so this evening, you'll hear from Mr. Aaron Lindsay of the Huckabee Group. He also has with him Mr. Mark Berg, who is the principal on this project. And so tonight, the focus is really going to be the CTE addition and the site plan, and he'll review that with you. And then I'll come back with the last slide to kind of give you an update on the bird route, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Lindsay.
Good evening. So I'll just kind of jump right in. As you know, we've been fortunate to be able to work for the district and do the CTE addition and renovation for the school district. So what we've got here on our update, we're going to start with the partial site plan. This obviously shows the CT addition where we're adding on to the Camp Wisdom Road side, and it gives you a better understanding of the community side of that building and what we will be doing there, so that it kind of gives a new face to the campus all the way along that street, as well as it shows the area of the existing building that we're doing the renovations and we're consolidating the CTE programs within that. So jumping into the next slide, which is really dealing with the addition itself. Here we've got first and second floors both shown. As you can see, I'll call it the graphic design quad with the classroom quad above it. That is the storm shelter that will facilitate the new addition on campus. This obviously will be providing the new culinary arts department and the cosmetology department and giving them new entries to be public facing and to allow them to serve the community at large. It is not going to be impacting any of the bus lane or any of the bus traffic or anything there. We're actually maintaining that in place so that we can maintain grades and really minimize the impact to the high school side at large. This is directly due south of the addition. This is what is known as the Area M within that building, the old portion of the campus. We're actually maintaining all of the existing corridors and all of the paths of travel so that we're minimizing any impacts there. We're utilizing all the existing ramps to really kind of help keep the costs down and really minimize the impact of that building, while at the same time really consolidating the CTE programs into its new identity in that portion of the campus. This is looking from the northwest, looking southeast at what will be the new entry, as well as you can see the two-story element that is the storm shelter. You'll have, obviously we're going to be maintaining the bus drop-off and pickup across the face of that building, which is a heavy requirement, but we're also going to be providing some bump-ups that will give new identities to the culinary arts as well as the cosmetology department. And this is another angle from the opposite direction. You can kind of see the structural elements that we're playing that will be actually not only on the exterior of the building, but also playing into those interior spaces and really help kind of create a nice dramatic feel. This is, once you enter, you will be able to see an area that is a double volume shared space. Then also you'll be able to kind of see the interaction of the upper balcony areas. And actually just towards the back of this image is the same thing where you've got an upper balcony that overlooks down into that same axis that goes back towards the south that we're maintaining. Then this is a glimpse of the to-come cosmetology department. You get an idea of kind of the volume and the space and the ceilings and really kind of keeping it nice and open. And the windows that are off to the far right, those will actually be looking out to the courtyard that exists there now. And then this is the new up-and-coming bistro. And then the windows that are shown on this one to the far left actually will be facing towards Camp Wisdom Road, but it'll allow the whole entrance and the whole face of this new bistro to have natural light coming in, and we're not anticipating any issues with any sun or glare because it's all north facing. And that really concludes the brief on the schematic design phase update.
Thank you. We have one question.
Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Savage Martin.
Yes, and I am so excited that the CTE programs are, instead of in the bowels of the high school, are now up front and open. However, when we did the big renovation of the high school and created an entrance, that was the whole purpose, because I think we had 177 doors, or someone can correct me, but 1 million doors up there.
Yeah.
Now, are we creating, because I noticed in the entrance you don't, because it's going to require someone sitting there and checking people in, a police officer and a,
Yes, ma'am.
okay,
We
you've
have
already got
considered
that covered.
that. We actually have, and you cannot tell, but you've got the main doors that are between that pink graphic design and the blue portion. There's a
Okay.
small gray room. That small gray room is actually a welcome office
Okay.
for a security police officer.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we've, and Mr. Bird's okay with creating another entrance. I think it's beautiful and will add to that area down there that was here in 1971. It'll be good. It will be good, but I just worry about another entrance.
So we're actually not creating another one, we're actually extending it. That existing path that goes due north out of the building to the bus drop-off and pickup, we're simply extending
Extending it
that
to through
and
the
not
building.
creating an additional entry
Okay,
point.
and so students enter right there
Yes, ma'am.
now? Now?
But most, on check-in and one, most everybody comes through the fishbowl. That's where you're talking.
Right, that's the entrance.
She's talking about on the front, come on.
Oh, okay, not the bus pickup
not the
drop-off.
bus pickup
Okay,
drop-off.
my error, yes.
Yeah.
So we are maintaining that, the bus
Dr. Nix.
pickup and drop-off.
But, thank you.
Yes,
Help me.
ma'am.
Yeah, did you want to add anything that Dr. Nix asked?
Yes.
Yes.
Madam President.
President, board members. The entrance that we're talking about extending is currently the freshman entrance to the West Grip. So it won't be an additional entrance, it
So
will be an
there's already
extension.
people there?
Absolutely.
Got it.
There's already vestibules there,
Thank you.
security, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay, help.
Trustee,
I always got a lifeline.
Yes.
Trustee Fahey has a question.
I have a question. Is it something new to have a storm shelter on a second floor? For some reason, that doesn't, I don't know, I
It's
thought,
actually not uncommon, no ma'am.
okay, all right. I just don't want our kiddos to
There are a
get
lot of
blown away.
variations on that theme, so to speak. We've done, and we have seen numerous two-story applications, whether it's classroom wings, just like this. We've done locker rooms and gym portions. Typically, in an ideal situation, when you have a new constructed project, you'll implement it into the gymnasium, only because it's a simple, easy, large, big volume, and there's not anything in it. So in this, what you do is you take the requirements of the shelter and you adapt it and utilize it to the best of our abilities. And we have done this before, yes, ma'am.
Right. And can I add to the supporter question, is that a new law though, that, or how long has that
Yes,
law been
sir.
in existence?
It
It's a
is.
new law.
That it has to be on the second floor?
No, that you have to have one.
Oh, okay.
Just
Because
to, it's required, yes, sir.
that area is so downhill, it would been, to level it out would be easy to put a below. Do you know how it goes way down?
I think that's a great point. So two things. Where we're actually locating this is on the flat before it starts to drop off to the west.
Before the drop off.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you.
And also, just for trivial knowledge, we're actually not allowed to do storm shelters below grade because of potential flooding. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Any additional questions? Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. And last, of course, but certainly not least, we have, basically, they're almost complete with the Byrd Middle School roofing project. Of course, it was ready and well done for students to enter school, so I think they've moved a lot. If you've been by there, they've moved a lot of the stuff away and everything, so we're closing out that portion of the project. And we're just thankful for our partners, of course, with LAN, and some of the representatives are here, along with our other architects, our other groups, and of course Armco for the work with the Byrd roofs. And so we'll bring you another update. We've been busy. The architects have been really busy, really kind of visioning everything as we move forward in the various projects. So thank you, board.
Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Fields. Any questions or comments?
Madam President.
Trustee Vera Cruz?
I would just like to say thank you to the crew that worked out in the hot sun, early morning until the heat hit. It was amazing. I would drive by and just please pass on how we appreciate those young men and that were on that on the roof day in and day out. My heart, I would pray for them. I see you. I just appreciate the crew that you had working hard. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fields. Board, I'd like to bring your attention to your screens, your monitors, or the big screen in front of you for our great unveiling technology. Yay! There's our new 2024-25 board picture. Here's our team of 8 and the board. Okay, being that there are no further items to discuss, this meeting is adjourned.
Pictures on the wall are changed.
We're not adjourned after all. Nine B. First reading of policy update 123. Ms. Andre Fields.
That's why I was kind of lurking around a little bit so that I could come back and visit with you all about this. But thank you, Madam President, board members, and Dr. Goree. It is, again, my pleasure to present to you policy update 123. In the spirit of transparency, we've had a lot going on this summer, and we're just getting an opportunity to present this to you, but we are in good shape. As you know, we have a two-step process, and so tonight will be information, and we'll share with you, and then next month, we hope that we will have approval of the policies. Of course, our policy group, TASB, Texas Association of School Boards, presented to us update 123. And there are some changes in policy, particularly legal policies, that are a result of a compliance with all the bills and laws that were passed in the 88th legislative session. Tonight's policy that you have in front of you, policy update 123, includes 31 legal policies, and as you know, Board, those are by law. You don't have to act or approve those. And then there are 14 local policies, and I'm going to just give you a highlight of the major things. There are a lot of editorial type things. If you've reviewed your packet, they're adding a word or making it link to another policy. So we won't belabor those, but I want to share some of the things that are pertinent to you. In front of you, you have a copy of this particular policy, and when we visit with our board policy consultant, we asked her to do something for us because at the request of Dr. Goree, and so you have one in front of you that has blue writing, and that is an insertion, and then you will have one at the end of this packet that is the same policy, but in that, it has a strike-through of Chief Communications Officer. So we added that after we did the policy groupings together. So I want to speak to the replacement of Chief Communications Officer. This is our local policy, is the named as the Public Information Coordinator, and we're changing that to Chief of Staff. The addition that is in the blue, that is the add with House Bill 3033. It authorizes the Attorney General to require trustees to complete training on the Public Information Act. And this is really only if we have a finding or violation of the act. And so we're doing our very best to make sure we stay on top of those public information requests, and yours truly has been kind of acting pseudo until this is final. So if there is a violation, that's when you will have to do the training, and it will be delegated to someone other than the Public Information Coordinator. That is the blue that you see. That is new language in our local policy. The next one I wanted to highlight for you is CK Local. And this is, of course, you have in front of you, and it inserts the language that the superintendent shall develop procedures to notify parents regarding violent activities that may have occurred or being investigated, and you see there on campus, a district facility, or a district-sponsored activity. And so there'll be local procedures developed with the notification. We have a notification process always, but now this basically puts it in policy that we will have a way that we will notify parents about violent activity. CKE, local, deals with security personnel and commissioned peace officers. And really what they did this time, TASB deleted the CKE policy totally, replaced it with CKE, and really is to merge security personnel along with commissioned peace officers to one policy. That's all that is. And you see the strike all the way through the entire policy. They replaced it so that it'll be just one policy instead of having two. DCE, most of the D policies are employment policies or practices. And this one is really about other types of contracts other than your Chapter 21, your probationary contracts. It says this is revision of the termination during a contract term are recommended to specify that an employee may, and I underline that word, it says doesn't say they must, but they may request a hearing with you to appeal a discharge during the contract time. So not at the end of the year. So if we were to present to your recommendation to end someone's contract mid-year, they may request a hearing with you. EFA, local, deals with our instructional resources, instructional materials, and it recommends how we coordinate our policies with our library books, which is in EFB local, and the following revisions, and I underline the words that are more pertinent. It says, at selection, a clarification has been made to reflect instructional materials must be selected in accordance with all the state objectives and regulations that include items from the State Board of Education. And so they're getting a little bit more stringent on how we select, and it gives more clarity to the instructional materials. And this continues with EFA And at reconsideration, let's say someone wanted to challenge us, at reconsideration of instructional materials, they require us in this local policy to have a list of individuals who can submit a request for reconsideration. And this is a change to be in line with EFB local, which permits a parent, an employee, a guardian, and others that can submit requests for reconsideration of instructional materials. EFB really specifically looks at our library materials. That was the instructional materials, our textbooks, and our teaching resources. This one, as you all know, this is one of those hot topics, library book selection. And so they are putting in policy, and this is as a result of House Bill 900, the standards for school libraries. And so for the location of the formal reconsideration process, all of this has to be listed, the position and the title of the person responsible for appointing the reconsideration committee and the number of days allocated for appointing the committee and completing the committee's report. So in other words, if a parent wanted to challenge a book that was in the library, now we have to have a more formalized process of the form, the person who they contact, their position, and then the number of days for allowing us to work through the process of the committee and completing a report. And that is the high-level view of the local policy update 123. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Fields. Trustee Carla Fahey.
Thank you. The term violent, will it be defined at some point in time, and would that have any effect on our present code of conduct? I mean, who determines the definition of violent?
I think per code, there are some terms and offenses that are called violent crimes, and so we will, of course, align ourselves with what the code of conduct and the policy say. I know Mr. Graham is here, and of course, anything perhaps, it could be a fight. I think people are thinking as a violent because it depends on what it is, but having a notification, some type of where someone is injured, the violation of law, someone's been arrested. So we'll have, of course, our policy consultants can give us a lot more defined, but I believe that is what the intent is. I think what parents have said, there was a fight, I got a video, and no one told us about it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes,
Thank
ma'am.
Trustee Savage Martin.
Yes, on the EFB local, where is the person listed?
We will list the person.
Will.
Yes, we will. I'm sure Dr. Goree will assign that wonderful task to someone on one of these individuals behind me here.
Trustee Vera Cruz. You didn't have a question? Okay. So for real this time, being that there are no further items to discuss, this meeting is adjourned.